So starting on the back, hug your knees in, relax your shoulders, give it a couple of gentle rocks from side to side. Just checking in, notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. I'm going to grab onto the belt or the strap or your scarf or your towel and gently wrap it around the sole of the right foot. Now you're just below the ball of the big toe and above the arch, so we can get some nice flexion on the foot. And it's a steady grip, but we're going to keep the shoulders relaxed. So first few moments, we're extending the leg just straight as comfortable for you, pressing out through the heel. Give it a breath or two and just notice the sensations along the back of the right leg. Now you can start with the left leg bent foot flat and stay there. Or if you want to go a little deeper with the stretch, it's going to anchor the hips. The left leg extends out on the floor. So try both and you decide. And then you'll wrap both ends of the belt around the right hand. Use your left hand as a guard or a weight on the left hip and just slowly start to open the right leg out to the right. Flex the left foot gently so you're essentially pushing out through both heels. And you just want to tip the leg open as far as you can manage, keeping the left buttocks on the floor. Again, just a breath or two. Keep the breath steady though. And then nice and slow so there's no bounce, we guide the leg back in the center. When you're centered, relax the left foot. Switch the hands with the belt, so left hand's going to grab both ends. And then you sort of hitchhike the right thumb into the crease of the right hip and just trying to keep that hip low or away from you. Start to very slowly tip the right leg over and down to the left. Now I go about a quarter of a way and stop, press out through the heel, make sure that hip stays down away from you versus squeezing or curling up. And then you might go a little deeper or a little deeper. Let's keep the right shoulder blade on the floor. Press out through the heel. And then again, try not to bounce, just track the leg back into the center line. You can hold the belt with both hands. Give it a gentle pull in, shoulders relaxed, pressing out through that heel. And then as you're letting the belt go, press out through the heel to slowly lower the leg to the floor. When it touches down, let it flop. Give it a moment. And then bend both legs feet flat and try the same thing on the other side. So you're going to hook the belt or the strap or the towel around the sole of the left foot, just below the ball of the big toe. Holding on with both hands, we're going to keep the shoulders relaxed, faces soft, jaws relaxed, and you're just going for the extension of the left leg, deep as you can manage without creating any kind of pressure or tension on the joints. And as the foot starts to flex and you press out through the heel, you decide. You can keep the right leg bent foot flat. You can extend the right leg out on the floor. And then as you're getting ready to open to the side, we flex into the right foot, wrap both ends of the belt around the left hand, and then very slowly start to open left leg to left. Right hand can be a guard on the right hip, just keeping right buttocks on the floor, that hip anchored. And then as you're opening out, press out through both heels. A couple of deep breaths. And then with control, drag the leg back into the center. Switch hands with the belt, so right hand's going to grab both ends. Right foot, leg can relax. Left hand, so make that hook again with the thumb and just hook it into the crease of the thigh. And then as you're drawing the left hip away from you, start to gently tip the left leg over and down to the right. Now, sometimes I'll get more stretch if I just tip over a few degrees. You might feel like you can go a little bit deeper. But find your sweet spot, pressing out through that heel. And then as you're ready, nice and slow, back into the center. Hold both ends of the belt with both hands, maybe draw in a little deeper. And then slow release, undoing the belt, press out through heel, lower the leg. You're gonna make sure the belt goes off to the side. I think we're done with it. And then a couple of windshield wipers with the legs. You can just bend the legs and let them rock a few times side to side. You'll bring the knees in, grab under thighs, rock it up through sitting. And then meet me in cat, we're coming to all fours. Now I've been at my computer, so I'm going to spin my hands, give the wrists a stretch, middle fingers point straight back to knees. If that's too weird for you, fingertips can point forward. Give it a couple of stretches, cat-cow, so you can inhale, gentle back bend, lift the chest, and then exhale, curl in, tail in, chin in, press the mid back up. To whatever degree feels good, so we start to unwind the back and unwind the spine. Now after a few rounds, spine to neutral, you can always give your wrists, hands a good shake. Going to step back into plank. So you can do plank with your legs straight or your knees on the floor. Just make sure tummy's strong, tail draws in. We're actually going to drop the chest and draw the shoulder blades together just for a beat, and then broaden the space between the shoulder blades. Now try that again. So you drop the chest, squeeze shoulder blades together, and then broaden. And then see if you can meet yourself in the middle. Pull your heart forward, neck long, and slowly bring it all the way down. Now when you touch down onto your tummy, extend right arm to the right, flip the palm to face up. So the arm's at shoulder level, left hand under left shoulder. We're going to turn the head so you're resting on your right ear and cheek, and then slowly lift the left leg. If your toes catch the floor, stay there. If the foot can flatten, you might be able to bend both legs, feet flat. Now the left hand can stay on the floor, or you're going to just gently reach the arm up in the air. I like to wave my arm just gently side to side. I know it looks silly, but it actually feels really good. And just continue to try to roll on over. Let the arm pause, reach out through the fingertips. And then at the end of that next breath, wait till you finish it off, just float the left hand down and carefully roll all the way back over onto your belly. Now switching sides, left arm to the left, shoulder level, palm face up. You're going to turn your head resting on your left cheek. Use the right hand pushing down on the floor to lift the right leg. Let the knee bend and roll on over. Maybe just toes to the floor, maybe foot flat. Maybe you could bend both legs, feet flat. And then stay there, or the right arm can reach up. And maybe do a gentle wave or two. Keep rolling on over. It's like the knees want to point up towards the ceiling. And if you happen to hit kind of a sweet spot, maybe pause there. Again, reach out through the fingertips, full breath. And then as we're floating, right hand down for support, carefully roll on over back to your belly, and then press up into Sphinx. You're propping up on the forearms. Now elbows are under the shoulders, forearms are parallel. See if you can lift your heart, but roll the shoulders back and down. So you get that opener through the tummy. We just hover the elbows, let them bend out to the sides to lower down. Slide palms under shoulders, bring it back up into cat. Now variation for the wrists, flip your palms to face up, middle fingers point to each other. Try to get the arms or elbows straight as you can manage. And if you're up for it, squeeze your hands into fists. When you get that squeeze, finish your breath, undo, shake out the hands. Organize for downward dog, and then toes tuck, legs extend. So you're leaning back. Make your way into that pelvic tilt, so lifting the sitting bones and just slowly sinking heels back and down. Let your feet walk to your hands. Lift up halfway, and then on an exhale, bow all the way down. So either legs straight or knees slightly bent, but next inhale, arms out and up. You're coming all the way up to stand, and then hands to your heart center on that exhalation. So let's keep the breath steady. You're going to turn on your mat, step the feet out 1.5 legs length. We're going to spin the right toes out 90 degrees, the left toes in about 45 degrees. You're just getting organized for warrior two. So the right knee's bending into lunge. You can always do a visual check, but just try to keep your knee stacked directly over your ankle so it doesn't cave in. Then as the arms come up to shoulder level, palms face down, let's keep head in the center and just gently reach or pull the arms away from each other so we open up through the chest. A variation is to take the arms up overhead and come into a tricep stretch. So right elbow bends behind the head, left hand rests on it. Now the head can press back gently into the right elbow, more stretch. But if you're steady here, keep sinking down into that lunge and just let the torso keel back towards reclined warrior. So the left hand's heavy on the right elbow, it's a deeper stretch. Face is soft, jaws relaxed. When you rock back up to the center line, you undo the arms to reach them out one line, look over right fingertips, full breath. And then gently extend right leg straight. Reverse your feet for the other side. So left toes out, right toes in. Keep those arms up there and then bend into the left knee. So keep head in the center. Feel the back leg fully extend and roll the outer edge of the back foot back and down. And as the left knee's bending deep, so you're into that lunge, variation arms come up, and it's the tricep stretch for the left arm. So left elbow bends behind, right hand rests on it. You might want to bow your head down, less intense, or head to center. You can keel back towards reclined warrior. Breathe all the way down, left side ribs. Keep bending into that left knee. So when you tip back into the center line, you sort of recalibrate warrior two. Arms one line with shoulders. Look over left fingertips and pause. Give it a breath. Feel the length, space you've created there. And then slowly press left leg straight. Let those arms come down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Now the outer edges of the feet are parallel with each other. Toes point forward. And it's a slow bow. Take the torso forward and down and let your head relax down. Now, by all means, you can hang out here or crawl the hands forward. It's kind of like the arms, hands think they're doing downward dog. So palms at shoulder width. And as the chest bows, more intent is to prop up onto the fingertips. Start to gently lift the tip of the tailbone up and back. Bow the torso down, arms extended. I want to give that a breath or two so we can get all that length, bit of traction, and then just let the hands walk you in. Walk the feet in, toes in, heels in. I'm going to turn on my mat, but we're going to keep going. Walk the feet until they touch, and then as the heels come up, knees come down. So you're sitting back on your heels. Intense, give it a moment. Now, if it's too intense, I understand completely. You can flatten the toes, try sitting back on the heels from there. If you can manage another breath or two. To go deeper, you just kind of inch the knees forward. Lift your heart ever so gently. One more full breath. And then to unwind, as you take the weight forward, toes point back, sit back on the heels, lean back into the fingertips, and just pedal one knee up, one knee down, one knee up, one knee down. I'm going to sit for a moment, let the energy settle. Take your time, and namaste.